guys, guess what's for dinner? Salmon cakes. Yes, we're gonna have salmon cakes with asparagus and a homemade tartar sauce. This is unbelievably good. I made it for the first time a couple of days ago, and I'm like, well, since I'm starting the channel, might as well show this because it's awesome. And the best thing about the meal is we're gonna pair it with asparagus, the tartar sauce, and the salmon cakes. You can have 3 of the salmon cakes. That's as much as my wife could eat. I could eat 4. But just having it at the 3, and then with the asparagus and the tartar sauce, we're at 11.37 carbs for the entire meal. Bonus. So if you had a light lunch and a light breakfast, you're right in point. We really don't even eat breakfast. You know, most of the time it's just lunch, then dinner, and maybe a snack afterwards. And that saves room for the cookies that I made earlier. Now, salmon's already low carb as it is, but if you want something different, because like, you know, we've had salmon almost every other way, with dill, with lemon, with all kinds of different recipes. We want something different, a little bit spicy, a little bit fun. So we decided for salmon cakes, or I decided because I'm doing the cooking. Now, what makes this thing special is since it uses breadcrumbs. Some people, you know, put in place of breadcrumbs, use like pork rind, or, you know, they'll use different things to try and get that done. Me, I decided to do this. Voila. Can you see it? This is Live Carb Smart. I am terrible because it's not autofocusing. There we go. Live Carb Smart. It's 1 gram of carbs per slice. And I need a cup of breadcrumbs, so I had to use 4 slices of this bread. Now, I didn't show you that because it's really noisy, but I just put it in my air fryer under dehydrate, and then it's ready now so I could put it in the food processor and get my cup of breadcrumbs. But before we do all that, all right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our butter with our onions and our red peppers. We're just going to let that saute. A little bit of pieces in there. Once all that is done, you're going to flake up your salmon. Now, I had this salmon from when I made this a couple of days ago. I said, well, you know, I'm going to do the rest and film and make this. So here's my leftover pound of salmon. That's what you need, a pound of salmon. You can make it fresh or you can use leftovers. And it works great either way. Okay, here's our bread. And I'm going to put this just in a food processor to make our keto breadcrumbs. All right, there we go. We have our breadcrumbs. I need a cup of these. So we'll do that in 1 second. All right, now we're gonna take 2 forks and we're gonna shred our salmon. Flake it up, flake it up. This one was really good. Got it at Costco. I like their salmon. Wild caught. Not farm raised. But hey, if you're on a budget, farm raised works too. Salmon's not an all the time thing, but we try to get our fish in at least once a week. Nice for the fatty omega 3s, I believe. Is that omega 6? I know it's an omega. I know it's a good fat. All right, we are flaked up, and now it is time for the rest of the ingredients. First, we're going to add in our peppers and onions. Woohoo, that would have been a close one. Peppers and onions. Love that smell. Now we're going to add in the rest of our ingredients. First, we're going to mix up a little bit here. Mix the hot in with the cold, and we're going to keep mixing, keep mixing, keep mixing. All right. First, we got our garlic powder, our salt, and our pepper, quarter teaspoon of each. 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. We got our fresh parsley, 1/4 cup, 2 tablespoons of dill, 2 eggs beaten lightly, and then last but not least, we need a cup of breadcrumbs here. There we go. There's going to be a little bit left over, so you know it's right under, how much do I have left there? Maybe a 1/4 cup, but maybe it was like 3.5 slices of bread, whatever. But we're still at, 3 to 4 carbs just for the breadcrumbs. And now we mix it together. Gonna incorporate and incorporate and incorporate. Oh yeah. See, the funny thing is, I eat everything that I obviously most producers probably eat everything they cook, but literally I'm getting dinner ready for us right now. The wife gets home and then I always have dinner ready for her. And I always try to make something new and different. And now I'm going to be filming it all the time. She's going to never see me because I'm going to be editing all the time. Yeah, I do my own editing too. That's how I started out, really. Actually, I started out as a DJ, believe it or not. And, as I grew in the years, figured, how long am I going to be a DJ for? So I better find another gig. And I liked video, so I went into video production. And then I said I like cooking because of this wonderful diet me and the wife tried. And we've been losing so much weight, and our friends are just so excited about it. I'm like, well, why don't I make a food channel? I can do all my things that I like at the same time. That would be awesome. All right, we are incorporated. Mayo is incorporated. Egg is incorporated. Now it's time to form these into patties. But before we do anything else, we're going to put the asparagus in the oven so it's ready by the time the salmon's done. We're going to take our olive oil spray. Spray just a little bit on there. Then we're going to grace it with a little bit of pepper, very little pepper. Do you know how many carbs are in pepper? I think it's like a teaspoon has like 3 grams by itself. And garlic powder has even more. So I have to factor in how much garlic and how much pepper I use on a normal basis. So salt's okay. A lot of other things are okay. As a matter of fact, I might even put together a little table of what your different spices, the carb ratio is, so it helps you better plan your day. So a little salt and pepper with the olive oil spray on the asparagus. This goes in the oven at 375 degrees. All right, now it's time for the patties. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get our surface area ready. Love parchment paper. Whoops. Don't necessarily love the ripping, but love parchment paper. All right. Now it's time to make our salmon patties. Take a little bit like that, form it into a ball, press it firmly, make sure you've washed your hands. Patty, ball, pat. Patty, ball, pat. Patty, ball, pat. Now in the same pan that we did the peppers and the onions in, we're now gonna do our salmon patties. So we're gonna put in another tablespoon of butter. Let that get to melting. And then we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. Now we're going to take our cakes one at a time. Now, for those of you that like a full meal, this is definitely a full meal. We used a pound of salmon on top of everything else that's in here. So, roughly almost 4 cakes, almost half a pound. So, it's definitely going to be a quite fulfilling meal. So we're going to let these brown 3 to 4 minutes on each side. All right, the key is not to mess with them too much. Just let them do their thing. And you just come on in and gently flip them over. Or as gently as you can. The heat is a little off. Burner's acting a little crazy today. And once again, this is the homemade tartar sauce. Real simple. Any tartar sauce will work as long as it doesn't have any milk in it, but this is actually, it's lactose free. It's just mayo, chopped dill pickles, fresh chopped dill, garlic powder, and chopped green onion. That's all there is. And the final plate. Gorgeous. There it is, the salmon cakes. Awesome. This is for my wife because she's about to be home in a couple of minutes. All right, guys, so thanks for coming around. We are done, we're plated, and we are good to go. See you again for the next episode. Please hit the subscribe button down below. And then, hit it. Like it. Get notified. More Kicking It Keto, lactose free, and we're out. And get it all. You're gonna add your Worcestershire sauce. I can never say that. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. Forget it. You know what I'm trying to say.